Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I'm going to tell you guys about voting. Voting is important. Voting is something everyone does, and not just for elections. When you think about voting, you usually think about the president being elected. You never think about county commissioners. You don't think about judges. You don't think about amendments. You don't think about laws. So when you hear voting, you always, oh, I know I'm going to pick the president, right? But you vote on everything daily. Sometimes we vote on whether we want homework one night or whether we don't homework another night, or we want pizza or we want ice cream. We vote on those different types of things. And we also have our reasons for voting for them. So when it comes to voting for elected officials and for people that are going to shape our community, we need to show our reasons on why we want that person. Just like we want to show our reasons on why that ice cream flavor is the best ice cream flavor. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Alana Cornegi, and I'm telling you guys about the main points and why we need to vote. My first point would be it lets our voices be heard. We all like to speak our minds. That is a given. There are only a few people that don't like to speak their minds, but somebody will tell you how they feel. And when you vote, that gives you an opportunity to tell them how you feel and who you want to run your country, or who you want to run your community or your town or your city. The second one would be the struggles and the hardships. It took Americans so many years to get everyone to be able to vote, and not even everyone is allowed to vote. It is 2020. We have come to a time where now we want the people that have been incarcerated to be able to vote. Yes, they did something, maybe they've taken a life or they've done something extremely wrong, but they still have the right to vote. My third point would be just because, it is our civic duty. It is something that is not asked much of us. We just go out, write up things down on a piece of paper, and give it to the people. It's not that hard. But in my first main point, in the article, The Singular Importance of Your Vote and the Steps You Need to Take for Election Day, Rachel Cobb says voting, she's a PhD, she said voting is power. Voting, that means so much. It gives you so many details, not necessarily, but it just how you take it. Voting is power. Voting shows you that you want somebody that is going to be there for you, somebody that is going to help you with health care, somebody who is going to give you the things that you need to succeed in life. And when Rachel talks about it, she talks about democracy. Democracy is this whole thing about it gives the American people the right to speak their minds, to elect the people that are going to do right by them and not do wrong by them. My second thing would be in the Carnegie Corporation of New York. They gave us a short history of from the 1700s until now of how we had to go through voting. So in the 1700s, only property holders were allowed to vote, and those were mainly white males. When you get to the 1900s, I'm gonna skip a few. It's about the women's rights movement. The women are trying to talk and speak their minds because they've been so shut down so many times. And talk about when slavery, um still only males were allowed to vote, but they counted the slaves as 3/5 of a vote. So it wasn't like, what is 3/5? Who thinks about 3/5? That's like a little percentage. It doesn't really help anyone in the long run but the people that want the right person who isn't going to do right by the other people. And that goes to show how America works. I mean, it was founded upon, and the white male men decided that since we found this land, it's our right to vote for whoever we want to vote for, and only us, because we understand what's going on and we understand how it works, but never really thinking about how we feel and how we want better things for our lives. The Polling Place Photo Project tells us why it is our right to vote. It is our right to vote, y'all. It is our right to vote. Not to sit down, not to watch TV. It is our right to vote, to go out and speak your mind about what you want to do and what you want to succeed in life and how you want to succeed in life. In the article, it talks about how people thinking their vote doesn't matter. Your vote is going to matter. This past election, it came about who voted. This election really showed us who voted and who went out and wanted to speak their mind and speak for change. People want change, although some people don't like change, but sometimes change is good. Change gets us places. No change leaves us at a standstill. So going to go vote and to speak your mind and let people know that voting is okay. Your vote matters. It's not like it doesn't. There's no there hasn't been a statistic yet to say that your vote does not matter, even though the electoral college is something different. But that's a different note. When I think about voting in my life and how I was impacted, some people like me, they weren't even allowed to vote. My skin color, no. Now, I'm a girl too, so no. And I can't stress this enough. Voting is so important. Stay safe, guys, and go vote.